Can you not? I'm trying to film some trendy content for YouTube.
Yeah.
Hello everybody and welcome back to this week's YouTube video. I'm so excited that you're back to join me, and if you're a new subscriber, hi, my name is Maddie Michelson and I am a fitness coach. So today we are going to talk about something that I have had a lot of clients asking me about, and so I figured it was time to address it. So without further ado, let's jump into this. One question that a few clients have now asked me, and I have followers on Instagram asking me about, is what it takes to get a six-pack. And so I think that there's two primary things that might help you on your journey to achieving that, and those are: how much weight do you have to lose to get down to that body fat percentage, and how long is it going to take you? So there's a few factors to consider. Number one, where are you starting, right? Like, what do you look like currently? Number two, what are your specific goals in terms of getting to a six-pack? You know, do you want to be completely shredded, or do you just want to be toned in your midsection? And three, how do you want to get there? So what are you willing to sacrifice? How much time are you willing to invest? How quickly are you trying to get there? So first, I would like to kind of help you navigate how long it's going to take you to reach that goal. Abs only become apparent when a low enough body fat percentage is achieved. So for men, this is anywhere from 15% body fat. You see pretty a toned stomach at 15%. Around 12%, you start to see a little bit more of a shredded six-pack, right? You start to see the packs appear. And then around 10% body fat, clearly defined six-pack. Like, those are the guys that we see, you know, posting pictures on Instagram, and it's like, okay, yeah, washboard. For women, you know, honestly, a clearly defined six-pack should not be a long-term sustainable goal. To get to those body fat percentages, it's just not healthy hormonally. So, you know, if you have a photo shoot or a competition, sure, I'm all for a toned stomach too. That's not what I mean by saying it shouldn't be a goal of yours, but to have that shredded six-pack look is just unhealthy. But why, right? So women actually need to obtain and maintain a certain body fat percentage in order for their hormones to function optimally. So for women, abs can start to be seen around 22% body fat. You start to see a little bit more definition around 20%, and then most definition 18% body fat and below. So that's when you're seeing the obliques, the cut abs. And so it's just, you know, you might lose your cycle when you get down to those ranges. So, you know, maintaining that 20-25% body fat range, you're gonna have a toned stomach. It's still possible. Also, excuse the thunder outside. It is gross here in sunny Florida. So second thing that we could kind of discuss is, how long is it gonna take you to reveal your six-pack, right? So I came up with a little formula that you can do. I have notes right here. That's what I'm looking down at, just to give you some examples of how you can manipulate numbers and decide how long it's going to take for you to reach that percentage of body fat, to reach that six-pack goal. So first, you need to find out what your lean body weight is, which is how much you would weigh without body fat. So just lean body mass. To do this, you have to estimate what your current body fat percentage must be. You're going to divide that percentage, your current body fat percent, and multiply that by your current body weight. And that's going to give you the number of how many pounds of body fat you have on your body. For example, let's say your body fat percentage is 20%. You have 20% body fat. You're gonna take 20, divide that by 100 and get 0.2. From there, you're gonna multiply 0.2 times your weight. So let's say you weigh 120 pounds. 120 times 0.2 is 24 pounds. That means you have 24 pounds of body fat on your body. Then you take that body fat pound number and subtract it from your total body weight to determine what your lean body mass weight in pounds is. So in this case, it would be 120 minus 24 to get 96 pounds of lean body mass. Following? Cool. From here, you're going to find out what your desired body fat percentage might be. So let's say that your desired body fat percentage is 16% body fat. And a good way to find this number out is to go on Google and look at body fat percentages and the physique that correlates with them. So if you're a female, you might look at abs with 16% body fat, and you can kind of see what that looks like. They're gonna be shredded. So let's say that that's your goal, right? You would take 16 and divide it, so 16 over 100. 16 divided by 100, and you're gonna get 0.16. From here, your formula is gonna be the pound amount that we calculated of lean body mass. In this case, it was those 96 pounds. And then from there, you're going to divide that number by 1 minus the decimal form of your desired body fat percentage. So I'll repeat that. You're gonna have the 96 pounds or your current lean body mass divided by 1 minus the desired body fat percentage. So in this case, it will be 96 divided by 0.84. And that number represents roughly what your body weight will be when you achieve your desired six-pack. So in this case, 96 divided by 0.84 gives you 114.28 pounds. So that is going to be what your total body weight is going to be at the point when you reach 16% body fat, and you can see those defined abs in this example. From here, you're gonna take your goal weight, so in this case the 114, and subtract that from your current weight to find out how many pounds you have to lose. So in this case, 120 minus 114 gives you roughly 6 pounds. Okay, so all the math is done. Now we can determine how long it's going to take you to lose that body fat. So studies have shown that it's unhealthy to lose more than 0.7% of your body weight per week. So the way that we calculate this is we're going to multiply 120, or your starting total body weight, times 0.7%. And so our healthy body weight amount to lose per week is 0.84 pounds. So less than a pound per week is what would be healthy and, most achievable, most realistic for someone of that weight. And then roughly you would divide that number into the amount of weight that you have to lose. So in this case, we determined that we had to lose roughly 6 pounds. So you would take 6 and divide that by 0.84 to find out how many pounds or how many weeks it's going to take you to lose that amount of pounds. And in this case, it took about 7.14 weeks. So just under 2 months if you're losing 0.84 pounds a week. So little things to note, right? So throughout your transformation to get those cut abs, 2 things. 1, remain consistent, right? Adhere to your protocols. And 2, follow your nutrition and your training to a T. You know, if a nutrition protocol and macros have been prescribed to you, then in order to lose that desired body fat and to reach your goals in the amount of time that you've calculated, you need to follow the protocols that you've been given. That's imperative. And then you should always, always, always keep in mind that fat loss is not linear, right? So what that means is provide yourself with a few weeks of extra buffer time, right? Stuff comes up. If a trip comes up or a kid is sick and then all of a sudden you're not able to eat the meals that you want, like things can factor in at play, and that's okay. Second, expect the process to be non-linear, right? You're gonna have up and downs. Females, if you have a cycle. Males, females, if you're going through a stressful time, right? If you're retaining water. So fat loss might be like this, but it doesn't mean that it's not trending downwards. It's important to look at those trends over time. You also might want to consider diet breaks. The longer you diet, it might be harder to continue to press on. Your body fatigues and you might be demotivated. So because of this, I like to incorporate diet breaks into my clients' protocols. And a diet break is essentially bringing calories up to maintenance every week or so for a day, just to allow the body and the metabolism to readjust, right? So it kind of keeps us from plateauing. So in a study I actually watched, there was 2 groups of people, one that maintained a diet and strictly adhered to protocols for 12 weeks, and the other that dieted for 3 weeks and received a 1-week diet break. In the group that took diet breaks, they actually took 15 weeks instead of 12 to achieve their goal because they factored in the extra week of a diet break. And they were instructed to increase calories to maintenance every 3 weeks for 1 week. And in that increase, also increase carbohydrate intake. So when both groups completed 12 weeks of dieting, there were no differences in fat loss or lean mass retention. So the diet breaks didn't harm them. So both groups also had no difference in metabolic rate, so their metabolisms didn't speed up or slow down, but they did find the following. Number 1, in the group that used diet breaks, they had lower hunger and less desire to eat. So the people that didn't incorporate these diet breaks and strictly adhered to protocols, you know, they might have felt more tempted to cheat, and maybe when they cheated, it was worse than had you incorporated the diet break or known in your head, okay, I can push through because I'm gonna get a break soon. They also had half the number of participants drop out, meaning that the program that incorporated diet breaks was just more realistic and easier to follow, right? Like, as humans, we're meant to be human. We're gonna have, you know, temptation. And sometimes, like, it's important to incorporate those temptations so that when we are tempted, we don't go off the bender. And another thing about this group was that 77% of the diet break group adhered to their diet, when only 55% of the group that didn't incorporate diet breaks adhered. So nearly 25% of more of the group that incorporated diet breaks could adhere to protocols. So kind of to wrap things up, what this boils down to is that the biggest struggle, which it typically is for clients, when trying to lose body weight, is that they have trouble adhering to low calories and fighting hunger. So for those clients trying to, you know, cut down body fat, especially in the midsection, it might be important to use diet breaks as a tool. If weight loss is not time sensitive for you, diet breaks 100%. You know, if it is, then you might not have the discretionary time to kind of factor in and play around with diet breaks. Remember, diet breaks are not an excuse to eat a cow. Like, they are methodically planned, strategically, and, you know, science-backed with a coach, methods to allow your body to readjust and to sort of reset your metabolism, and also for mental health. But it's strategic, right? It's incorporating higher carb days. It's raising calories that are calculated back up to your maintenance for you. And lastly, honestly, if for nothing else, I would like you just to take these 3 things away. Number 1, be patient with yourself in the amount of time that it could take for you to strategically lose body fat to reveal your abs. It could take weeks, months, years. Hopefully not years, but you know, we have to give ourselves grace where grace is due. Stuff comes up, we're human, every body is not the same. Number 2, the formula that I provided is great, but it is just that. It is just a formula. So use it as a guide. You know, you may not reach your goal down to the specific week or day that it says you're going to, but it's a good, you know, mathematically backed, sound guide for you to use. And number 3, focus and prioritize your strategy for getting there, not anybody else's. Everybody's strategy might be different, but focus and prioritize yours, and ensure that the plan that you have in place is one that you can stick to. If you need help with plans or you need someone to consult with, I'm always here. There's a link down in the description below. And with all of that being said, thank you for joining me today. Thank you for showing up for you. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and then hit that notification bell so you're notified every Wednesday when I post videos. Till next week, guys. Bye.